திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஆடும் வரிவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமா முகனை செருவில் சாடும் தனியானை சகோதரனே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். உலகலாம் உணர்ந்து ஓதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நீர்மலிவேணியன் அலையில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்தாடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவாம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். நேசம் நிறைந்த உள்ளத்தால் நீளம் நிறைந்த மணிகண்டத்து ஈஸ்வரடியார் பெருமையினை எல்லா உயிரும் தொழை எடுத்து தேசம் உய்ய திருத்தொண்ட தொகை முன் பணித்த திருவாளர் வாசமலர் மின்கடல் வணங்க வந்த பிறப்பை வணங்குவாம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, ஏகம்பத்துரையந்தாய் போற்றி, பாகம் பண்ணுரு ஆனாய் போற்றி, பராய்த்துறை மேவிய பரணையை போற்றி, சிராப்பள்ளி மேவிய சிவனே போற்றி, அண்ணாமலைய மன்னா போற்றி, கண்ணாரமுத கடலே போற்றி, காவாய் கனகத்திரளே போற்றி, கைலை மலையானே போற்றி போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்ட சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பெருங்கருணையினாலே ஞானத்திரள் பெரிய புராணத்தை ஆங்கிலத்திலே 63 நாயன்மார்களுடைய வரலாற்றையும் தொடர்ந்து சிந்தித்து வருகின்ற பாங்கிலே அற்புதமாக இன்றைய தினம் திருநாளை போவார் என்கின்ற நாயனாரை பற்றி சிந்திப்பதற்கு திருவருள் கூட்டியிருக்கிறது. திருநாளை போவார் Nayanar is otherwise known as, very popularly known as Nandanar. Of course, the Nandanar might have been his name by birth, but Shivanadiyars used to address him as Thirunalai Povar. We are going to see why he was called Thirunalai Povar. And he has been listed in 63 Nayanmars as Nalai Povar. See, on the banks of Kolladam, there was a famous town, Adanur, a fertile city, town, we may call it as a town, a fertile town. And since it was at the banks of Kollidam, benefiting fully from the waters of the river, the whole town was very fertile. Fish and grabs thrived in the wet paddy fields of fully grown sugarcane and coconut groves bordered one another. The coconut palm trees are full of large nuts. Branches of all tall trees had honeycombs from which honey dripped down like rainwater. The bounty of nature was evident everywhere. In the town, there were different sects of people living, taking care of the fields and farming, the lands owned by Mirasdas and other people. The people who were working in the fields, they are belonging to Dalit community. In the Dalit community, separate hamlet for those people would be there, of course, in every town. In Adanur also, they were living at the outskirts of the town. They won't be coming into the town often unless otherwise asked to. and they would be working in the fields for plowing, sowing, for all those things. They were being used and they were paid by the landlords. In the Dalit community, there was an elderly man who lived in Adanur, was called Nayanar. He was born in cobbler family. Very poor and very meager income. Out of very meager income, Nayanar led a very simple life. But some or other, due to the connection in the last births, Nayanar showed love for Lord Shiva. One thing you must be very sure, that bhakti for Lord Shiva, as a matter of fact, is inherited by the people. Unless otherwise there is a connection between the previous births and this birth, one cannot go directly for worshipping Lord Shiva. Only out of the penance due to the last births, the human beings will have the attraction towards Lord Shiva for showing their bhakti. It is being often told that Lord Shiva attracts the souls out of love. Once you go over to him, you never leave him. The bondage is such that you will develop love day by day, and it will go on increasing till a time that you will start feeling that you can't live without thinking him or loving him. So that to that stage, one should develop love for Lord Shiva. To start with, going to temple, showering flowers on him, chanting some mantras. It may be a starting, but it never ends there. It's only a start. So you have to think about him, brood over him. You must go on brooding over the helps rendered by Lord Shiva in the previous births. His greatness, his unequalness, all those things you start thinking in dhyana. So first you do puja, then you go to dhyana. So to start with the puja, it is consisting of some rituals, showering flowers or doing abhishekams, or chanting mantras, all those things. In Kandaranabudhi, Arunaginathar also will tell, Murugan Kumaran Guhan Jendru Muzhindu. They are doing pujas. கிரியை மொழிந்து. Then you have to devote your time for thinking. நீள நினைந்து அடியேன், சுந்தரர் புத்தி சுவாமிகள் says. For longer periods you must devote time for thinking. Thinking is greatness. Sir, can I go directly to thinking his greatness directly without doing puja? No, that's not possible. You have to perform pujas, you have to do pujas. Only out of pujas, only out of service, it includes the service also. So out of pujas and service, then you develop a skill for thinking or brooding or continuously devoting time by thoughts about him. Dhyana means concentrating your thoughts towards one subject, towards one goal. So all your attention being diverted, concentrated towards Lord Shiva. After the performance of puja, dhyanam. That's what Arnayanathar says. Murugan Kumaran Guhan என்று முடிந்து உருகும் செயல். This urugum செயல், when will it come? Unless otherwise you spare time, you devote time for dhyana. Only in dhyana, your heart melts. Your soul absorbs the love of Lord Shiva. So that is very important. So first of all, doing kriyai, that is pujai, then subsequently going to dhyanam, then finally you must catch hold of the feel you get out of this. That feel can't be exploited. That's how it goes. Once you get the feel, then nothing in this world can prevent you from showing love to Lord Shiva. Nothing can prevent you. No issue in this world will become a problem for you to show your love to Lord Shiva. You will be successful over all those issues, and you will devote your entire thoughts towards Lord Shiva. So the feel, you cannot get the feel immediately or all of a sudden. The feel comes in stages. First of all, performing pujas sincerely, with the love, with the concentration, all these things are doing performing pujas. The next stage, after the performance of puja, thinking over, offering your thoughts to the Lord Shiva about the deity or about its decoration or anything. Select some object, so choose some subject, devote your thoughts over it. It should be pertaining to Lord Shiva. Then comes the feel. People are longing for only the feel, for nothing else. They are longing for getting the feel. They are doing pujas, they are doing this and that, they are going to temple, they are going to, they are performing lot of rituals, they are celebrating lot of festivals. Okay, all those things. But out of which, what do you want out of those things? The feel. The feel. There was one Nayanar, we are going to see later, Cheravan Perumal Nayanar. He will perform the puja and he will go to Dhyanam. And out of Dhyanam he will get the feel as the sound of the silambu, an ornament worn in the leg of Lord Shiva. So it will give a musical sound when the dance was going on, as if the dance was going on. He would be able to hear the sound of that silambu, an ornament. That musical tone sound would be heard by him. That was the feel he got. So we must get the feel out of puja or out of dhyana. We must get the feel. Feel is the final thing that we are going to derive out of our all activities. So, bearing this in mind, you must approach the stories of the life histories of our Nayanars. You cannot take it lightly, or you cannot compare it to an ordinary man's life with that of Nayanar. You cannot compare. Nayanar's life would be more meaningful and purposeful, and towards a goal the soul will be going. If you ask any, if you just go through any Nayanar's life history, you would be able to appreciate that there would be a goal to be reached by the Nayanar, and that was nothing else but the feel. In our life history of Nayanar also, Nayanar got the feel some or other for Lord Shiva. See, he came from a Dalit family. He, as a matter of fact, he was engaged in the profession of the family, profession of the family, that is supplying the leather of the bull or cow for percussion instruments. தோற்கருவி என்று சொல்வார்கள். Percussion instruments. And they were also supplying corrosion to the temple for the prayers of Lord Shiva. So the slaughtering of cows and taking out of things they want and treating them properly and taking out the leather and other things which are all useful for purpose, and they would be able to sell these things for their livelihood. Even though the profession, when we hear, we feel very awkward about it. But Nayanar was having a love for Lord Shiva, nothing less than anybody you quote. He would be chanting the Shiva mantras, Shiva, Shiva, he would be chanting. and he would be always loving to hear his name and visiting his temples. And he was also engaged in farming work, that is agricultural work, and he worked under a landlord where he was paid some amount. So with that his life was going on, but he was always thinking about Lord Shiva and longing for his darshan. Out of love, he would be going to the Shiva temples. But in those days, these people were not allowed inside the temple. So our Nayanar was unable to enter into the temple. He would be standing outside near Gopura Vasal, near the entrance of the temple. He would be standing there and looking towards the Sannidhi, and he would be praying from there itself. Whether the deity will be visible for him? No, not at all. Because there would be Adhikara Nandi hiding the idol. Once you go near the Karpagraham, Sanctum Sanctorum, you cannot see the Lord from outside. But some or other, out of love, Nayanar used to spend some time standing outside the temple, and he was trying to get the glimpse of the Moolavar, the Shivalingam. He was very eager to see, but in vain. He won't be seeing. There was one town near Adanur called Tirupunkur. Tirupunkur, there was a temple, and Nayanar used to visit that temple also. He would be going over there. Seeing the tall Gopuram and the small little things in the Gopuram, the artwork, gigantic structure, the small dolls, he would be very much delighted to see all those things. And he would be imagining the Lord by himself, and he would be praying. He would be standing at the gate, at the entrance of the temple, and he would be saluting, standing there itself. Saluting, standing there itself. Every day he will be weeping. He would be weeping, crying, "Oh my Lord, I am not able to see you. I am not able to have a darshan of you. It is because of my birth. Since I was born in a low dignified caste, I was not allowed into the temple. If I am not allowed into the temple, how can I see you?" So every day when he reaches the temple, when he went near the temple, he would be weeping, he would be summoning his request. One day by chance when he went to Tirupunkur, He stood before that as usual. He was weeping. And he said, "Oh, from here, at least standing from here, you are directly in front of me. I can see you. But what to do? The Nandi, the bull, the great bull, is hiding you. I am not able to see you because of this Nandi. And I am not going to see in the future also. How many times I come here, this Nandi is not going to move. So I will not be able to see you. It is because of my low dignified birth. How can I overcome this? How can I see you? How can I have this darshan?" He was crying like a baby. And he closed his eyes. His fervent bhakti, some or other, since it was flowing from his heart, reached Lord Shiva's ears. It seems he had relented to hear his request. So when Nayanar opened his eyes, he was seeing that all the doors of the temple were opening, and he can just see the Nandi, the bull, that was sitting before Lord Shiva, looking at him, was slightly moving laterally towards the right side. Towards the right side it was moving. Nayanar was not able to believe his eyes, because he was now able to see the Lord Shiva. He was now able to see Lord Shiva, the Sivalingam. With the glowing lamps, he was glittering. Nayanar was unable to control himself. He fell down on the ground. He was taking the mud from the floor, from the land, and was applying on his body out of a joyous mood. He was crying, he was weeping, he was singing, he was dancing. All those things he started doing on seeing Lord Shiva's darshan. He was not able to believe that Lord Shiva has come down to show him to the level of Nayanar. Nayanar told that you had come down to my level. You just were so merciful. You shifted Nandi to the one side and showed yourself so that your disciple can worship you. How to appreciate this love? Nayanar couldn't find words to express his joyous mood. So he was there looking at him for a long moment, for a long period, for a long duration. Was looking at him, praying, singing songs and dancing. People in the temple bewildered. How could it happen? Nandi shifted itself towards the right side. Why did it happen? People were not able. Some people were able to understand that to make darshan from the entrance itself, our Sivakumar has done this arrangement. They were able to conceive. So Lord Shiva has come down. He has relented to the request of Nayanar and showed darshan. Nayanar was very joyous mood, and he prayed, and he thought that his life now became meaningful. So after the darshan and after paying due respect, after paying due mantras being uttered, whatever Nayanar says is mantra. Out of love, if somebody praises, it is only mantra. He went round the temple. He went round the temple. See his feeling. Since he was in a joyous mood which can't be expressed, he never had this experience before. Wonderful joyous mood he experienced. So, Peruman has done this, Lord Shiva has done this for his sake. He had come down to this level and did this. What to do to reciprocate my feel? What to do for Lord Shiva? How can I render my service to Lord Shiva? More what I am saying, what I am doing now, I have to do something more for acknowledging his love, for recognizing his love, for registering his love. He wanted to do something. Nayanar wanted to do something. What to do? Nayanar was not a wealthy man. Nayanar was not having any big amount of money so that he can contribute to the temple or he can do to the temple. He didn't have anything like that. So he was seriously thinking that I must do something to reciprocate my feel to the Lord Shiva. What can I do for him? So thinking all those things, he was going around the temple. Behind the temple, he saw a low area. He stood over there for some time, looking at the low area. If I am able to dig this small low area into a tank, some or other it will get filled by the rains. If the water is stored in this tank, people coming to the temple will have a bath and will have other facilities out of this tank. So I will build a tank. By digging the ground. So by showing the labor work, by rendering labor work, he wanted to dig the tank. So if the tank was dug, then it would be very useful for the disciples, devotees coming to the temple. So he immediately set upon the job and started digging the tank. He was taking out the sand and he was continuously doing by himself. He was the only man. He cannot borrow labor because he has to pay. If he was borrowing labor, he must pay, isn't it? So he cannot afford to pay also. So he was the only person doing it for days together. He didn't go to Adanur, his native place. He settled over there. His only work was to dig a tank. People around there appreciated his love and efforts and came forward to help him. But he said, no, nobody need help. Nobody need not help me. I will do it by myself. So out of love, people also loved Nandanar. But Nandanar cannot be called and given food because he was belonging to Dalit community. But some or other, they helped him also. The people around there, devotees also helped him. He only did the work of digging the tank. So after several days, the work completed. There was a beautiful tank behind the temple. If you go over to Tirupunkur, even today you can find the tank dug by Nandanar, and you can witness the Nandi in front of Lord Shiva shifted to right side. Usually it will be in line with the Lord Shiva. See, Lord Shiva, Sivalingam, the Moolavar, and then Nandi, and then Palibidam, then the flag mast. All these things will be in a line. But if you go to Tirupunkur, you would be finding from the entrance, if all the doors were open, all the doors are open, you can witness the darshan of Lord Shiva from the entrance itself. So it denotes the love of Lord Shiva for Nandanar. So Nandanar, after a long struggle, he was able to see Sivalingam in Tirupunkur. Standing at the entrance, he was able to see Lord Shiva. So he was very much pleased. And he also reciprocated his love by digging a tank behind the temple. So he came back to Adanur and reported to his landlord. He was working there. Routine works were going, and Nandanar, when he was executing the works, his thoughts were full of Lord Shiva, chanting his Nama, and always sacrificing his thoughts only to Lord Shiva. He was not even able to share the thoughts with others because they are not of his standard. They were not of his standard, so he was not able to share his precious moments with them. So he himself enjoyed and was thinking about the moments, beautiful and precious moments himself, and the days were moving on. He was informed, he heard that Chidambaram, Lord Nadaraja, the Lord Shiva doing cosmic dance, would be there as Moolavar. He heard. Only when he heard this message, he was longing to go to Chidambaram. But when he told that I am longing to go to Chidambaram, people laughed at him. You cannot even enter to the city because of your community. You cannot enter into the temple. You won't be allowed. How can you go? People laughed. But some or other, Nandanar was longing, and he thought some or other Lord Shiva would help me to make darshan of Lord Nadaraja. But in what way? He didn't know. Moreover, from Adanur to Chidambaram, he has to cross Kollidam, the largest channel from Kaveri, the largest channel from Kaveri. He has to cross over Kollidam and go to the other bank where Chidambaram is there. So because of all these constraints, he would be willing to go into Chidambaram, but he would be saying that I may not be able to go, let me not have the wish. So he would be withering out the wish. Every night he would make a decision, tomorrow I will go. Let come whatever may. Let whatever may come, I will go tomorrow. I will go tomorrow. I will go, get up in the morning, have my bath. I will go to my landlord. I will tell him I am going to Chidambaram. I will tell him. Then I will cross the river and will go to Chidambaram. Once I go to Chidambaram, Lord Shiva will make some arrangement. Definitely. I want to see that cosmic dance of Lord Shiva. So he was thinking, and every night he would make this decision. The next morning when he woke up, he would be interested with so many works and he would be attending to those works. Amidst the works, the desire will peep in and he would be saying, today it's not possible, tomorrow I will go. Tomorrow I will go. That is why every day he said that tomorrow I will go. He is called Nalai Povar. He was called Nalai Povar. People started calling him Nayanar, he said Nalai Povar. Because he was always saying that I will go tomorrow. So I will go tomorrow, I will go tomorrow. Nalai Povar. Povar, future tense. But days were rolling down, age is going up. Nayanar thought, anytime I may die. Anytime I may die. The death is not certain for anybody. For learned, for wealthy people, for technically qualified people, anybody may be. Death not defined for anybody. Nobody knows when it will come, how it will come. Nobody knows. So Nayanar thought, if I had the wish, I must fulfill the desire before it is too late. I must quench my thirst. I must fulfill my desire before I retire from this world. So tomorrow I will go. He decided and slept over. The next day morning, very early he woke up, before others woke up. He came out of the hut, had his bath, took a small bag in his hand, and he was rushing to the landlord. And landlord was asked, why are you coming at so early? Sir, I am going to Chidambaram. He looked at him and laughed. Every day he was saying this. What is new in it? No. The new thing is I am going certainly today. I am going, sir, please permit me. The landlord was so kind enough. He thought that this man won't be allowed into Chidambaram. Why should we prevent him? Let him go to Chidambaram limits and he will come back. He thought, and he allowed him. Okay, you go to Chidambaram and come back quickly. Works are pending, he said. Okay, sir. Then he started towards Chidambaram. His heart was full of joy. He was imagining the dance. He was imagining himself how Lord Shiva would be performing the dance. He was imagining. He was enjoying the cosmic dance in his heart and he was going over. He reached the Kolidam river and he paid to the boatman out of his savings to cross the Kolidam river, and he was taken over to the other bank. Okay, he came to Chidambaram. He was not allowed to enter into the city because of his community. He was very much shy. He was feeling shy, and he felt himself how to enter the city because smoke was emanating from the center of the city, showing that yajnas were performed all over. And the chanting of mantras he was able to hear. That made him to shiver. How can I go over even near to this temple? So he started going round the city, town. He was going round the city, seeing whether some place, whether he can enter any people belonging to his community or other community, whether they were entering or something like that. If we see that people entering like that, we can also go. Whether some ways and means may be shown by Lord Shiva. So thinking all those things, he was going around the city. South gate, north gate, east gate, west gate. He was going round and round again and again. How many times he went round, he didn't know. Slowly the sun was setting. What to do? He didn't know. Whether I have to go back? My trip would be unsuccessful. But instead of returning, let me leave my soul here itself. Why should I leave? Coming all over here. And he was able to see the tall gopurams from where he stands. Tall gopurams from east to west to south. All gopurams he was able to see. Because of my birth, I was not allowed into the city. Otherwise, I would have gone into the city and worshipped Lord Shiva, Nataraja's, that cosmic dance. What a poor soul I am. Thinking all those things, he got tired and he went to the temple, and near the gate he fell down and started sleeping there itself in the open yard near the gate. The gate would be closed. So he was weeping, crying, tears were rolling down his cheeks. Oh my Lord, Lord Nataraja, you have given me this human being birth. In this birth, we are all gifted to utter your name and have darshan of you. What is the point of having eyes? Without seeing you, they are useless. The only benefit of the sight is to have darshan of you. Otherwise, what is the need of having the eyesight itself? Only because of my birth, I was not able to have this darshan. Oh my Lord, what to do? I do not know. Do you want me to go back without seeing you? Do you want me to go back without having darshan of you? Do you want me to go back with my life meaningless? I do not know what you are going to do. Thinking all those things, he slowly closed his eyes, and somehow or other he slept. In the dream, Lord Shiva appeared. Nandan, why do you worry? I will make you enter the temple and have darshan of me. Don't worry. Tomorrow morning, the priest will be lighting a fire in front of the gate. You get into the gate. Once you get into the fire, you will be emerging out of it as a pure sage, which you wanted. You were very much shirking and you were very much ashamed of your birth in an elite community. No community is a bar for my love. All are my children. Your love is nothing less than anybody's love. So your love has been appreciated. Since you required, you just enter into the fire lit by the Dikshitas and you can come to my temple. With that, the dream came to a halt. At the same time, Lord Shiva went to the dreams of all Dikshitas and told them, my loyal and sincere disciple Nandan has come and he is in the southern gate of this temple. He is ashamed of his birth. So let me make him that complex being driven out. With some inferiority complex he was having. Let me drive out the complex. Even if he comes and see me with that complex, he would not be able to fully see me and have darshan. So you all go over to the southern gate, lit a fire, bring him, ask him to enter into the fire. He will be emerging out as a sage. You please take them. You take them to my Sannidhi. He ordered. Hearing, the priest woke up their colleagues and they exchanged the news they dreamt in the previous night, and they went to the southern gate and saw the Nayanar was there. By the instructions of Lord Shiva, they lit a fire in the southern gate. Southern gate side, the pit was dug and fire was set. And into the fire, all the Dikshitas went to Nayanar and told the details of the dream. Nayanar bowed before them and told that Lord Shiva has also came to his dream, had also come to his dream, and also narrated the information, saying that he went over to the fire, stood before the fire, raised his hands above his head, uttered the 5-lettered mantra and entered the fire. When he emerged from the fire, he was emerging as a sage with his hair tied on the crown of his head and a bright sacred thread glittering on his chest. All the Dikshitas bowed before him and requested him to come over to the shrine. Nayanar followed them now with the full love and sincerity, and he had understood what Lord has done to him. So the confidence he had over Lord Shiva never went to waste. It didn't went to waste. When he started for Chidambaram from Adanur, he thought, Lord Shiva will do something for me. I am having so much love for him. I want to see him, his darshan. Nothing else I want. Nothing else I want. I want only darshan. So that was the thought when he started from Adanur. Lord Shiva understood my love, and he had come forward to do all these things. So with that pride, he was marching towards the shrine. And he entered into Lord Nataraja's Sannidhi, stood before him for a moment. Tears were rolling down his cheek. Seeing the darshan of Lord Shiva, uttered his name. All the judges were wondering, what a wonderful thing Lord Shiva has done now. The next moment, they were not able to see Nayanar. Nayanar merged with Lord Shiva. They were able to understand. One moment he was standing before him. The next moment he was stepping inside. The third moment he was not seen. He vanished. So all these others understood that he merged with the Lord Shiva for his sincere love. So Nayanar, out of his sincere love, he had been brought to Chidambaram and taken up by Lord Shiva. So the sincerity in our love counts. How much love we are having, it is immaterial. The love we must have should have strength. The sincerity, the honesty, that will pay. Lord Shiva knows the sincerity, honesty. That is why Thirunalai says, Anbu Seivar in Thiramarivan Sivan. Thirunalai says. So, Anbu Seivar, people showing love, everybody shows love, but the quality of love is decided, is ascertained by Lord Shiva. So, with this, let me conclude the episode of Thirunalai Povar Nayanar, who had very, very, very beautiful merging with the Lord Shiva because of his love. Even though he belonged to Dalit community, he just broke all the barriers and merged with the Lord Shiva only because of his true and sincere, honest love. Okay, with this I am just concluding, and I request all of you to visit our website, Facebook. It is loaded up with so many informations. You may be interested to know them, and you may also please subscribe to Jnanathiral, for which I am working as an editor, and the Jnanathiral is being read over all over the world by the celebrities. You must also get one, and you must be getting so much information about Thirumalais and other things. And we are celebrating our 14th commencement of anniversary function in Trichy. You are invited. We have so many programs there. You just come over there and participate and get benefited. Now let me conclude this session with special acknowledgement to Qatar couple, Mrs. and Mr. Saravanan, who are very much interested in promoting these English episodes. Of course, It is very difficult to promote the cyber things in English. It is because so many terms are not available, equivalent terms are not available in English. Somehow or other, I am trying to narrate the story as much as possible, the true content of the story being conveyed. And it is because of the sincerity of Mrs. and Mr. Saravanan being shown that our Tirumurais, especially Periya Puranam, especially the episodes of 63 Nayanmars, should be known to each and everybody. People may not be well versed with the Tamil. Let them know through these episodes the theme, the basic concept or basic theory, basic history of our Nayanmars. So I pray Lord Shiva to bestow upon this couple his grace. And with this I am going to utter 5-letter mantra for 5 times. I request you to kindly follow me. Tiruchitrambalam. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Tiruchitrambalam.